Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States. All right, do we have any community comments?
We recently just celebrated the 4th of July, which is a real important holiday to me, and I'm sure to everybody in this room. The Constitution of our country established the Constitution of our state, and our state is what sets the guidelines for elections of officers and public officials. The public officials have established RCW 4256. And according to that RCW, the people of this state do not yield their sovereignty to the agencies that serve them. The people in delegating authority do not give their public servants the right to decide what is good for the people and to know what is not good for them to know. The people insist on remaining informed so that they may maintain control over the instruments they have created. In conjunction with that RCW, I have a public record request. And first of all, I would like to request the information you still have not provided me on 3 previous requests. One on December 27th, which was about the fire chief's contract amendments dated October 19th and December 15th of 2020. I also requested a copy of the contract between Mason Fire District 12 and Commissioner Albert Wilder for the labor that he provided and continues to provide to the district. I also requested copies of Brian Walsworth's contract or hiring agreement for fire captain for District 12. The contract or agreement put in place for him to serve as interim fire chief. I asked other questions about that. I also asked to be provided information regarding Kelly Walsworth and her salary. And I also asked about whether any volunteers of the fire department were driving fire district vehicles, volunteers that were not paid salary staff. So I'm repeating that request because you still have not provided that to me, even though you're required by law to provide it to me. I'm also asking additional information, a copy of the original invoices with signatures and submitted to the county for payment of all of 2022 and 2023, as well as all vendor invoices submitted to the fire district by outside vendors for purchases made by the fire district. If this request is considered too burdensome for you to provide to me, I would like an appointment for which I can come in and view those records and copy them myself. I would also like to know the number of public records requests that have been received by the fire district and have been complied with or provided to any member of the press or the public since January 1 of 2022. I would also lastly like to know who the name of the Fire District 12 Public Records Officer is and the dates on which he or she was provided training as required by 4256 of RCWs. I'm assuming you're the public record trained, what is it? Probably records officer. Who is the public records officer? Nobody knows that.
Our secretary handles the public records, just like they always have.
Under the RCW, you're required to have a public records officer.
My name is on there, it's saying. I took training to say. I'm sorry.
Thank you.
Is she speaking, if you don't mind?
Sorry.
So if you could provide me additionally with the name of the official public records officer of the Fire District 12, I would like to know that. because that person has not complied with the law.
COO.
Yes.
Okay. Anyone else?
Thank you, Trina. Thank you very much, Jen.
Okay. That being said, we're gonna go into an executive session. Our agenda had us at 25 minutes. We're gonna cut that back to 15 minutes. And then we will return. So we are going to go into an executive at 3:36.
What is the purpose of the executive session?
To evaluate the qualifications of an applicant for public employment or to review the performance of a public employee. RCW 423110. So which one is it? To evaluate the qualifications of an employee. Okay.
What qualifications do you have?
Community comments over Debbie.
It's over, you're right, what qualifications? I can do it too, I'm your secretary. No, no, I couldn't hold it.
All right, call the meeting back to order, 3:53. So. Did the commissioner resign? On the 26th? We got it posted on the department
Which
website.
commissioner resigned?
Commissioner Judson resigned. Been posted on our website.
When was that posted?
It's been there for a week. Nobody new responded. It's on the website where we found the meeting minute, everything.
Well, but business needs to be conducted publicly, if you design that needs to be public.
The new law, July 1st does make it a public thing.
When did that
We're
happen?
making it public right now. Commissioner Judson resigned on June 26th.
Woo! Hey,
So. I've talked with our attorney to make sure, so it is what it is.
All right.
Nobody has stepped up. Nobody's. I know Mr. Jones is running for a seat, so,
you have another application from Martha Zero.
community comment is over this time, Mrs. Stewart. So, Mrs. Itzero has not said anything about this seat, so, nor have we heard. So, there we go. So we've only had one person even show any interest in doing this. Nobody else. We get a lot of, negativity about the fire department. But yet throughout this entire process, we are still going out there 24 hours a day, serving this community.
Thank you.
So, nobody else wants to step up. I see a group of you here, but nobody wants to volunteer. It's no different than when Mike was the chief or Joe Spalding was the chief. Joe Spalding wrote an article about the fire department when he was in here. And he said there's t-shirt wearers and they're volunteers. And at that point, Joe Spalding said the majority of his people in the department were t-shirt wearers. Now, I'm not sure if Mike remembers the article, but that's Joe Spalding's words. And you need volunteers out here. This is the largest district in the county. Well, I should take that back. Now that there's a couple mergers,
We're still, I think, that
I believe we are.
176 square feet.
No, it's the largest. District 11 is now part of Central Mason. They're having meetings with District 3, so I imagine that's gonna merge as well.
Can I ask a question? I know public comment is not now, but man. Where on the website was it? I've been on the website. I didn't see it.
You too.
I was even on the last night. I didn't. Is it under meeting minutes or something or?
You open the page, it's right on the front of the page,
Which page though?
the main page, open it,
Right,
so we can scroll and you look at everything else on there. Everything that you look at
Under
to find out about the minute, the value, yeah,
Is it
correct.
below the vouchers?
Nope, it's above that.
What's the heading of the page? It's on.
Open commissioner position. It is on the website. It has been there for weeks.
Can be a, there's an open. Nobody resigned since.
I do.
Commissioner Judson resigned on the 26th. I don't have to go out and celebrate. The way the law is, if he tells me, or at that point, Commissioner Compton, that he's resigning, then we accept it or we don't. So I'm making a motion to accept Commissioner Judson's resignation. Do I have a second? All in favor? Aye. So be it. There. Now, we have one person is all we've had step up.
Point of order, now that it is open, you start your 7 days. It is not from when you tell.
Once I accept his
You
resignation.
can't accept it except for open.
Okay, right, community comment is over. You come in here every meeting, you know the law, you have
You
part of,
know the law, but
no,
Yeah,
it's an RCW.
Yep.
You have to live by that.
read the whole
They don't-
I
RCW.
have, I memorized it. But I've known for years. And there's a new one that just started July 1st on Commissioner Special Fire District, which is us, just went into effect. But I resigned last month, Mike, so. It doesn't matter.
Okay, enough, no, Mike, we're done. We're done with this every meeting, you come in here, you know the RCW,
yeah.
become an attorney.
Well,
We
You're stupid, you died. Dude,
What's that?
your attorney died.
No, see, that's where you're wrong.
Oh,
That's you. The attorney that passed away, the attorney that was hired, not by me, by our attorney,
That's
to
right.
investigate, he passed away. You know as well as I do, Brian Snur is representation for the fire district.
Yes, I did.
Is Brian Snur passed away?
And you know what? Brian Snur would not allow you to do what you're doing. He would advise against it. Because you know what? We're gonna, all we have to do is take this to court, and it makes it all null and void.
Okay. Let's keep.
Jim,
defending
I-
against money.
That's all.
if you cared about what these people think, it would be more transparent.
Yep.
Make that announcement at a meeting where everybody, either present or online, can read about it.
There you go, there you go. I mean,
You probably would even put it in the paper if you cared about transparency, but you don't.
we don't put stuff in the newspaper, and we're not obligated to. It's not that we don't want people to know. You guys have your website, you got all your signs, you guys know what's going on. Okay, all right, I make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Yeah.
All in favor?
Yeah.
Meeting is adjourned.
Okay, so we're doing 7 days.
Starting it in.
Because
Yeah.
you have to,
Meeting is adjourned.
it has to be declared, that's a voting office.
Go, meeting is closed.
Well, Mr. Chief.
I just, right?
No, come on.
You can't take out.